Hello, beautiful singers. This is Valerie White-Williams and Vocal Splendor Studios, and today I would like to talk to you about musicianship. When I'm talking about musicianships, I'm talking about your knowledge of written music, knowing notation, and understanding basic musical concepts, sight reading, note reading, rhythms, key signatures, time signatures, musical feels. There are so many singers that seem to think they don't need to know any of these things, that they're good enough, they're cute, they got great stage presence, and they can just show up at a jam session or join a band and be relatively ignorant about these musical concepts. It's not their business. But to be honest, lots of instrumentalists kind of roll their eyes at singers like that and actually talk about them behind their back, mocking them that they're singers and they're musicians and they're two separate things. And it's singers like that that give all of us a bad reputation, because no one likes an arrogant singer to come on the bandstand, talk about things they have no business, they don't even understand, and then look down on the instrumentalists who actually know what's going on. So what I'm talking about is actually learning how to read music. Now, I'll be honest with you, there are some outstanding singers that are working regularly that have never learned to read music. However, for most of these people, I would say they are highly gifted. They have an incredible musical ear. They hear things that other people don't, and they were able to get by because they are gifted. Now, let's face it, we're not all gifted. Not all the people performing in this world have that much gift. So it behooves all of you who want to perceive and go into a musical career to get as much musical training as you can, because it'll make it much easier for you to join a band, join a choir, because you actually know what's going on and you're not just faking it. If you don't know how to read music and someone wants you to perform a song, you're kind of up a creek. You're going to have to find someone else to help you teach your song, or you get a recording and you hope that you copy the recording and it's close enough. And then if the song form changes, because that's another thing is song form, you can get lost, and then the band's scrambling to cover you. And trust me, my husband's a drummer, and I've heard all kinds of stories about bad singers, and everybody hates it. So do the right thing. If you're really committed and serious about being a singer, is get some musical skills. You don't have to play amazing. You don't have to be an amazing instrumentalist, but you need to understand some basics about music. Now, I highly recommend that if you are a serious singer, you take some piano lessons or guitar. Piano and guitars are also instruments that we can learn to accompany ourselves, but it gives you a foundation of learning the basics of musical notation, time signatures, key signatures, musical form, and hopefully chord theory if you're a composer, so you can understand and communicate to others your musical ideas. If you don't know how to read music, then again, you're at a loss to having other people do those things. I tell my students the number one thing you do, the minimum that we're going to look for, is if someone says, hey, I have a gig tomorrow, I need someone to sing at a funeral, and this is the song they want to be sung, and here it is, and if you can do it tomorrow, you get the gig. So if you have basic skills, you can take that music, download it, go home, and pound your part out so you can teach yourself the song on your own. If you don't have those skills, you're not going to be able to do the gig. And then guess what? Someone else who has those skills will do it. Most choirs, whether you audition for college or you audition for a local choir, will have you do a sight reading audition. That's where they give you a piece of music and they give you the starting note and they say, okay, here we go, sight read. Now, if you have no clue about music, you're going to bomb the audition. Now, everybody hates sight reading, even really good singers, but the more musical training you have, the easier it is for you to make the educated guess to sight read, which is what all singers can do because we don't have buttons. However, as we learn to play the piano or play the guitar and learn that musical notation, we have a greater sense of how to communicate our ideas, how to prepare our music, and we can learn it correctly. And we'll be easier to work with in a band setting because we understand what the instrumentalists are talking about, and they won't be rolling their eyes behind your back because you're ignorant. And no one wants to be ignorant, and it will be hard to get respect if people are saying those things behind your back because you don't know anything about music. So I really need to let you know it's really important to go forward in this career. Almost all the singers I know, with a few exceptions, who are working regularly have a very strong instrumental background. And if you can play well enough to accompany yourself on the guitar or piano, so much better. No one ever said I had too much piano lessons. No one. because that musical training will carry you far and it will help in whatever you do. So I encourage you to consider taking some formal music instruction on those instruments in augmenting your piano and your voice. All right, that's it. Valerie White Williams. I'll talk to you later. Bye.